Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Kessel, and in this video I'm going to show you how to send an email the right way. Let's go. Now, as I stated last week, we are going to start with our STEAM affirmation. Please remember, this is something positive I want you saying about yourself. I do want you to say it out loud, even if you say it in a whisper, because your ears need to hear your voice saying this. I will say it first, you will say it after me. So you're going to repeat after me. Let's begin. I am smart. I am kind. I am brave. If I think creatively, I can solve any problem. Because I am capable. When things get difficult, I don't give up. I have grit. I'm an important part of my family. I'm an important part of this class. I'm an important part of this world. I matter. I can make a difference. I am ready to learn. Great job, boys and girls. So, all you're going to need for today's lesson is your computer and optionally some aluminum foil if you would like to do some extra STEAM challenges, but you don't have to. So, let's get started. First thing we're going to talk about is parts of an email. Just like when you write a friendly letter or a business letter, there are different parts, and there are parts of an email. So I want to make sure we know what Mrs. Kessel is talking about when I say these words. So the first, now this is an example of what an email looks like when you open it up in Gmail, which our school email is all Gmail. Okay, so first we have the recipient. To be a recipient, that means you are the person who is getting the email. So I am choosing to send this to Mrs. Kaltz, who is a third grade teacher in our building. She is the recipient of my email, and it will say to, T-O, up in this line before you put someone's name. You can have one recipient. You can have more recipients, but sometimes one is all you need. The next part is the subject. This subject is not where you put the whole message. I'm going to tell you right now, there are some teachers that still don't know how to do this. It drives me crazy. Don't drive me crazy. You do not put the whole message here. You just put a few words. It's short. It should just tell me what the email is going to be about. And then later, if I need to find your email again, it will help me find your email. So think of it kind of like the title of your email. What is your email about? So this email is about how to write an email. Short and sweet. It's not a sentence. It's a title. Then we have the greeting. You should always open your email by being polite, saying something like, I wrote, hello, Mrs. Kaltz, or you could say, hi, Mrs. Kaltz, or good morning, Mrs. Kaltz, good afternoon, Mrs. Kaltz. But make sure you don't just start typing your message or your question. Make sure you have some sort of greeting. You open your letter that way. Then you have the body. The body of your email is where you put your message. This is where you write your sentences. This is where you could put a whole paragraph if you needed. You use capital letters at the beginning of sentences and punctuation marks at the end. And you always make sure that you used good spelling and grammar. You are not writing a text, so you shouldn't sound like you're texting. It should be like you are writing on a piece of paper how you would write it to your teacher. So full sentences, full words, capital letters, and punctuation. Then you have to have a closing. You might say something like sincerely, or thanks for your help, or I can't wait to hear from you, but something that shows that you are ending the letter. And then you have the signature. Notice my signature has my first name and my last name. You're always going to want both. Now, I say in my signature, I say that I'm a STEAM educator at McCullough Eunice School. In your signature, you're going to put your teacher's name, because Mrs. Kessel has over 600 students right now. I see over 600 students every single week. I see all of the elementary kids, and I see the sixth graders because I teach sixth grade computers. So you probably are not the only person in the school that has the same name as you. And because I have so many classes, I have 20. How many classes do I have? I have 23 classes. I had to add that up and think about it. I have 23 classes. That means I might know what grade you're in, but I might forget whose class you're in, or I might be thinking about whose class you were in last year. So help your teachers out by writing what class you're in, what your teacher's name is. That makes things a lot easier, okay? So now I'm going to show you how you actually write an email, and I'm going to teach you how to put your signature in. So let's go. Oh, excuse me. But first, before I do that, we're going to learn about using proper etiquette. Etiquette is manners. So when you email a teacher, you need to make sure you're using your manners. And so let's watch this really quick video to see how we use our manners when we talk to a teacher. So it says, first address your teacher by using a salutation such as Dear Mr. Smith. So you would say, Dear Mrs. Kessel. Include a subject line that is brief and specific. So just like I said, don't write your whole message in the subject line. When you are making your message, tell me exactly what you need. I don't need a whole story. I just want your question and how I can help you. If it's something personal, you can always use an email to ask me to have a Zoom meeting with just you. Make sure you avoid using all caps and texting language and slang. So once again, make sure you are sounding professional so that I know you're serious. Make sure you put your full name and proofread. Proofread means you are checking your work for mistakes and fixing them before you send it. Use a salutation, that's a greeting. Give a specific subject. Keep it to the point. Be professional and sign and proofread your work. Always. Okay, so like it said on there, you should be professional. Remember, you're talking to a teacher. You're not talking to your friend or your brother or sister. So your audience, when we do our writing, we always think about audience. Your audience is a teacher. And so you need to try to sound a little more grown up so that we can understand you and that we feel respected, okay? So now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to get into your email, okay? So what I'm in right now is the internet. This is my browser, okay? If you look down at the bottom of my screen, of course it just went away, I don't know why. I am using Google Chrome as my browser, okay? So up at the top, I have something called tabs. I only have one tab open right now. I'm going to open a new tab. And when I open a new tab, I have it set to go to Google. yours might go to something different when you open a new tab. And there are a couple of ways to get to your email. From the Google page, this is just google.com, you're going to see these 9 little dots that make a square. Some teachers call it the Google waffle. I think that's a silly name. I just call it the 9 little dots. If you click on that, your email will be in there along with your Google Drive and Google Docs and Google Slides and Google Forms and Google Sheets and all sorts of stuff. It might not be in the same order as mine, but you can always take things and drag them to put it into a new order. Now you can see that's my school picture there. That means I'm signed in with my school account. You want to make sure you're signed in with your school account. If you're not, you click on it and you can add another account, add your school account, or click on your school account. So I can also just click Gmail right here. So from this page, I can click Gmail, I can click this Gmail, and that will take me to my email. Another way I can get to my email is I can go to the student portal. If you're on a school Chromebook, all you have to do is hit this little house over here, and your homepage will be the student portal. And once you're in the student portal, it says useful links, student district email, Google login. You would click that and it would take you to your email. Now I'm already signed in. You might have to sign in, but it will take you to your email. Okay. So once you're in your email, this is what we call your inbox. You can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I have 5 emails that I have not opened yet. I know I haven't opened them yet because the letters are bold and dark. And then I have all these emails that I have opened. If I want to sign a new email or send a new email, excuse me, I would go over here to compose. But first, I'm going to show you how to add a signature to your email. You are going to go to this little gear that stands for settings. Okay. And once you are in here, we're going to click See All Settings. And in this, we are going to find our signature. So if under General, if you scroll down, okay, you're going to see a signature. Now here's my signature. If you haven't created one yet, you might want to click Create New, and I would call this Student Signature. And then I would write it. So I would put my first name and my last name, and I would spell it right. I almost just spelled my own name wrong. Uh-oh. Then to get to a new line, I hit the Enter key, or on some keyboards, it might say Return. And I would put my teacher. So if I was in Mrs. Kalt's class, I might write Mrs. Kalt's third grade. So that anyone I'm sending an email to knows who my teacher is and knows what my grade is. So normally I wouldn't give out this type of information, but since this is your school email and you're only using it to send emails to teachers, it's okay to say what grade you're in and who your teacher is, because this school email is a safe place. But on your personal email, you would not put that information because you wouldn't want strangers to know your teacher or your grade. But since this is your school email and you're only using it to talk to other students and teachers, it's okay and safe to do that. And then maybe I want to make my name a little bigger. I might change the text size of my name. I can change the font. I don't have very many choices on here, but I might change the font. Maybe I want to make my name bold. Okay. And now I have my signature. So now I have a signature that's going to show up every time I send an email. I don't have to type it. Okay. So you have your signature. Make sure it has your first name and last name, your teacher, and your grade. Okay, so let's get out of our settings and let's go back into our inbox. Oh, cancel, I didn't save it. Make sure you click save changes. Okay, just what we want now. So now I'm going to click compose. What that means to create something. So once I do that, this pops up and I'm going to make it a little bigger so we can all see it. So here's my recipient line. It says to. The cool thing about our school email is you don't have to know people's email address. You just have to know how to spell their name. So if I wanted to send something to Mrs. Osinski, I would just type in her last name. And look, I put in OS and she came right up. There's her picture. There's her name. I click on her. If I wanted to send this to Mrs. Kultz also, I would just type in Kultz. Oh, there she is, Emily Kultz. And maybe I also want to send this to Miss Brown. Laura Brown, there she is. That's Miss Brown, okay? So then in my subject line, I would say teaching how to send an email, because that's what this email is about, me teaching you how to send an email. Now I have to have a greeting. So I might say, hello, aviators, because they're all aviator teachers. I'll say aviator teachers, okay? And then I have to have my body, and I'm going to use capital letters and punctuation. I am using this email to teach my STEAM students how to send an email the right way. Please ignore this message, because I don't want them to be confused when they get this email from me. Now I have to have my closing, so I might say something like, have a nice day. And then my signature is automatically on there because that's how I set it to be. And your signature will automatically be on there as well. Then the last step is to click the blue send button, but not until I double check and make sure I didn't make any mistakes. So it's to who I want it to go to. It says teaching how to send an email. That's short and sweet. Hello, aviator teachers. I have a greeting. I have a body. I am using this email to teach my STEAM students how to send an email the right way. Please ignore this message. Then I have my closing. Have a nice day. And then I have my signature, my first and last name, and you will have your teacher and your grade on there. Okay, I'm ready to send. There's no mistakes. I click send, and it says message sent. Now, I have about 10 seconds to undo it if I didn't mean to send it, actually about 5. But other than that, once it's sent, it's like a text message. You can't take it back. That's why you always check for mistakes before you send, okay? So, now it's your turn. Here's your assignment for this week. You are going to send Mrs. Kessel an email. Ooh, I can't wait to hear from you. Oh, I want to work. You're going to open your school email the way I taught you in this video. You're going to send a short email to Mrs. Kessel. You can tell me about how online school is going. You can tell me some facts about you. But I do expect a couple sentences. Don't just say hi and then nothing else. I want some sentences showing me that you have good manners. It's not a text. You need to send a little more. Your email should include a subject, a greeting, a body. Body should be a couple sentences. A closing. Your signature, remember to change your signature just like I showed you. You can always rewind the video. Okay, so that's your assignment for today. I'm expecting to see an email from you, okay? Now, I might not be able to respond to everyone because like I said, I have 600 students. That's a lot of emails to write. But just know if you sent it, I will see it. After you send your email, if you're looking for some extra STEAM fun, in the weekly challenges box or folder, I have put some aluminum foil challenges up. Last week, I put some cotton swab challenges. This week, I put 4 aluminum foil challenges. All you need is some aluminum foil, no other materials. And they're in the STEAM challenges folder. You just have to click that button. And you can complete 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of them. And then once you do that, send me a picture of your creations on Schoology. Please don't email me your pictures, okay? We turn in work on Schoology. I know it's confusing because you're like, you just said to send you an email, but that's a different assignment. For your aluminum foil challenges, just turn in the picture on Schoology, okay? If you have any more questions, you can ask me them in your email assignment. And other than that, I will see you next week. Adios.